Yo guys, what is going on? Got a double diamond deck profile for you guys. A black deck featuring some of the newer cards. We got Gundramon here as well as Gankoomon. I really like the direction these new black level 6s and just black support in general is going, because generally you would think this is a very defensive deck, but no, at least the way I built it provides a lot of offense. So you'll notice a couple things here. First of all, I'm playing quite a lot of option cards. So we got Infinity Cannon being the best one, I think, and Black Memory Boost. Now the reason for this is, of course, Black Memory Boost is a solid searcher, helps you set up and just gives you extra memory during your turn. But also Gundramon here has a very interesting effect where you get to reveal the top 5 cards of your deck and you get to play a 7 cost or lower option card from those to your hands, and then you actually just trash the remaining cards. So this is very good because, first of all, it's actually not color restricted. So the version I have here is pure black, but this could potentially play like a Hell's Gate or like a Heat Viper, or just like any good option card that you can think of. Maybe a V Nova Blast, like the new one from the All Force deck. So like this opens the gate for a lot of mixed color decks, but I kept it monocolor here just to make it the most consistent I could. And then also playing Gankoomon. Gankoomon has a very powerful effect, which it requires a little bit of setup, I think, because deleting your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost is good, but it's only really good if they have either one Digimon on field, like a one powerful, or you can somehow get rid of the weaker Digimon, and that's where Gundramon comes in. You have things like Infinity Cannon to de-digivolve some Digimon to make your opponent's board weaker, and then also Dark Side Attack to get rid of the weaker Digimon, paving the way for Gankoomon there. But other than that, just a pretty standard black deck, playing the new promo Sunizarimon as well as the reboot package here. But yeah guys, that's the deck list, and let's go ahead and get into some gameplay. So starting off, I am actually playing against Yellow. This turned out to be a Wargreymon version of Yellow, and this is arguably a black deck's worst matchup. Like, we've seen success with things like Craniumon against like how it just straight up hard counters certain decks like Malamyotismon and Lilithmon, basically any purple deck or any deck that has to do with deletion effects. However, DP reduction really just gets around all of that protection, and black being kind of a slower deck to begin with, it doesn't bode well for me. But my opponent is going to get set up with his TK there. That's pretty much an ideal turn 1, Digivolving into a rookie and then getting TK set up to maybe unbreak your hand and then guaranteeing yourself 3 memory. So I'm going to be able to Digivolve straight on up into Metal Greymon. So I was very fortunate that I got the Kapurimon as well as the Toyagumon Greymon to give jamming, as well as the Metal Greymon to give my level 6 Digimon security attack +1. So that's really the full package. That is what you want to achieve there. My opponent is going to go into Pidomon, set up a blocker. Now, I do have Gankoomon in my hand, and Gankoomon is very good situationally. Now, in this situation, it kind of sucks because my opponent has multiple Digimon on the field. When you're facing a deck that is like geared towards getting out one very powerful boss monster, or if they just have like a couple, like maybe a level 7 on field and maybe like another 5 or 6, Gankoomon kills the weakest Digimon as far as the play cost, and generally weaker Digimon have lower play cost. So when you have a Digimon that's very strong just by itself, maybe a Shine Greymon or maybe just the one War Greymon, Gankoomon is a very good card. The problem is you can't really control like what your opponent has on the board. You can to an extent, and that's why like I'm kind of playing this with Gundramon and some option cards, is to kind of get the most out of that ability. Anyways, my opponent is going to set up with a lot of blockers. I think he's just trying to dig deep. He didn't go into like, if he had the War Growlmon, he probably would have gone War Growlmon on top of one of the Pidomon and then killed the Numamon and then maybe gone War Greymon to set up for the following turn. But this leads me to believe his hand wasn't like the greatest, so he's going to go double Pidomon and then just end his turn by playing another TK. So that, like, usually if your opponent plays 2 TKs and he's not playing like a Shine Greymon build, then yeah, they probably bricked. So anyways, he's going to grab that Pulsemon, which is a very nice follow-up. He'll be able to draw some cards potentially next turn. Now, the unfortunate thing for him is that I have Gankoomon, and first of all, he gave me 4 memory, so now I'm going to Digivolve, and I'll still be able to attack, but Gankoomon destroys everything with the lowest play cost. So since he had 2 Digimon with the same play cost, they just both get deleted. So this is a situation where Gankoomon is just fantastic. And then not only that, but because I have the reboot package on him, he's going to get a security attack +1. So checking 2 cards for 13,000 DP because of the Kapurimon. So then we are going to see, I think, yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and play the Sunizarimon, who has the main effect during my turn. You know, Digimon with 13,000 or more DP on my side of the field get piercing. So that can be very powerful if you have something like Gankoomon, and then you can boost one of your level 6s, and then it gives them piercing, and, you know, making this a very, very aggressive deck, despite being like black. And we've seen, like, you know, black is usually known for the blockers, for Craniumon, for Wargreymon, and then you can, maybe some people splash like level 7 in there, but I think now is the time that black is gonna start to see like much more competitive play. We're getting Diaboromon, we're getting Gankoomon, Gundramon. I think these cards are very, very fantastic. Anyways, he's going to go Anjuamon, which puts security attack -2 on the Gankoomon. However, Gankoomon would normally check 3 cards, so I'm still actually going to be able to attack for 1 check, which is kind of funny. He does have the extra check from the Metal Greymon, as well as his own effect. If your opponent has an unsuspended Digimon, you get security attack +1, so he would check 3 cards. In this situation, he's going to check just 1, leaving my opponent with 2 security. Now, I could definitely just start attacking with like my other dudes, but I'm thinking I want to take a little bit of a different route, so I'm going to Digivolve into the Greymon there, and then just go Black Memory Boost to guarantee myself at least 3 for the following turn. Black Memory Boost is very awesome promo card, and, you know, the Memory Boost cards I think are going to see tons of play because they just help with consistency and then also help with memory locking. So I'm going to grab a Black Digimon, and then I'm just going to put the rest on the bottom of my deck. Unfortunately, Chaosmon is not a Black Digimon, so I won't be able to grab that guy. And then Gankoomon is going to become unsuspended during my opponent's unsuspend phase, so I can dodge this Wargreymon, for example. Well, you'll see that's not entirely the case, but anyways, normally, if I didn't have a block array, he could have just, like, attacked over it with the Wargreymon, because Wargreymon can reduce something by 6,000, so we are going to see that guy hit the field, and then a couple of things are going to happen here. So he's going to use his effect to add the top card of your security to your hand, unsuspend the Wargreymon, and then reduce 6,000 onto my Gankoomon. And then Anjuamon's effect, since he has 3 or less security, he gets to play a level 3 or lower yellow from my hand. And then we're going to check the security. He lives. So then he's also going to get a recovery +1, and then he's going to attack again. Upamon and Wargreymon are once per turn, but Anjuamon is not, so he's going to be able to play a Starmons, reducing the Greymon by 4,000. Starmon is just such a crazy card. That I can't believe that is a 3-cost rookie with that crazy of an effect. Anyways, so he's going to do that, attack for another security card. And then he's going to go Chaosmon Valderarm. So if you remember, he reduced the Gankoomon by 6,000. So then 7,000 would total, 7,000 on each would total 13,000 on Gankoomon, and then Numemon dies. So both my Digimon end up dying. So this is a situation where I'm just like, yeah, that he cleared my whole board, and he's got 5 Digimon for next turn. I probably won't be able to come back from that, but I'm still going to be able to do some stuff. So I'll be able to Digivolve into the Dark Tyrannomon there for 1. With 5 memory, I can go on up into my Gankoomon. I'm really liking him much more. When I was playing BT4 format, I didn't play that guy at all, but he's pretty dang good. Like, the fact that he gains, your Digimon gains 1,000 during both players' turns is already nice, but then the Digiburst 1, it's actually Digiburst 1 to just boost your own Digimon, can actually be very, very useful, but not in this situation, but I think it is pretty good. I do have the Gundramon there. Now, the unfortunate thing with, like, a mono black version of Gundramon is you won't be, like, I could have probably used, like, an Infinity Cannon or something, but that wouldn't deal with anything, so I'm going to go Gankoomon again, and luckily he did have 2 Digimon with a play cost of 3, so both of those guys are going to die, so I'm at least probably okay for next turn. Gankumon's going to check 2 cards because he does have security attack +1 if your opponent has an unsuspended Digimon. So security attack +1, and then I'll check 2 cards, but then I kind of just had to do that, and then Infinity Cannon to get rid of the Valderarm, which is nice because then he won't get the +3 memory effect from Valderarm. But if he happens to be able to build up into another Wargreymon, I'm just kind of shit out of luck. And I don't have any blockers on my field. Gankoomon doesn't have reboot, so there's like literally nothing I can do. I can just hope that he doesn't have a War Greymon. Anyways, he's going to swing with the Lucemon, running into a Metal Greymon, so he is going to live. Now, I was thinking maybe he'll just swing with his other dudes and then start playing like rookies, but no, he's going to go to Rurimon, and if he draws an ultimate or has an ultimate and a Mega in hand, then yep, so he's got the Mega Growlmon or the War Growlmon, which will be able to take 4,000 DP off of my Gankoomon. So Gankoomon is currently at 13,000 because of the Gogmamon, but 4,000 reduction will make him 9k. So then if he, I guess he could have like done that and then attack with Lucemon over, like instead of attacking with Lucemon first. But anyways, he has the Blinding Light or the Blinding Ray, which, fun fact, if you have 0 security, you just gain 2 memory. Like there's no cost for like Digimon option cards. You just do the first thing and do the next thing. So yeah, he just gains 2 memory for free, which is crazy. And then he's going to go War Greymon, so he did end up having it. And then now War Greymon is just going to be able to attack because War Greymon is 11,000. He doesn't have a security card, so he can't actually do the unsuspend effect, but he is just going to be able to kill Gankoomon, and with that, he's going to go into Pidomon, and with 0 cards on field and nothing coming out of the breeding area, and then he's also got 2 blockers. Yeah, there's not really anything I can do with this specific deck. It's not like I'm playing Shine Greymon or Lord Nightmon where I can just come back very easily. This deck does take time to build up, so unfortunately that is going to be game 1. I think I'm just going to, okay, I'll just Digivolve, I guess. Let's Digivolve into Greymon. If I did have a rookie like played, I could have gone that for 5 like in the battle area, and then potentially gone like Gundramon, and then attacked over something and then killed something. I don't know. But even then, yeah, so I'm just going to play the Numamon for 3. He's going to unsuspend and just kill me. There's nothing I can do about that. I do run into the memory boost and security, but unfortunately it's not like a Hammer Spark. You have to wait until your following turn to send it to the trash to gain 2 memory. But yeah, so that's going to be game 1. And then game 2, I'm going to start with the Agumon. So I got the reboot on this Digimon, then going to a Numamon. So that will be pretty nice, especially because I do already have a 5, 6, and a 7 in hand. So this is looking pretty good for me. Alright, this is looking pretty good. I do have the Chaosmon. I really like Chaosmon. You could definitely try to play like Ultra-S, or I think Millenniumon would also be pretty good. I just think Chaosmon's like generally the best one. Maybe that's not like correct. Ultra-S is also really crazy, but I don't know. I just felt like Chaosmon's a ridiculous card, so I want to play him. But you could definitely splash in other level 7s. Anyways, my opponent is going to build up to that War Growlmon, so I think I'm just going to play the waiting game here. Because if I bring out my Digimon and then he goes like War Growlmon slash Angemon, we haven't seen a slash, but like he's probably playing it. Or like if he has 3 memory and then he could go like War Greymon, my dude's just gonna die. So I think like at this point I do have a full stack ready to go into Chaosmon eventually. I'm just going to wait it out, so I'm going to wait until he brings out his Digimon. He's going to go War Greymon, and this is another thing, is like, people don't, at least now, maybe because these cards are new, like, you don't really expect Black to do a lot when they Digivolve into their Digimon, right? What's the best level 6 Black Digimon you can think of before BT6, right? Like, War Greymon, okay, Craniumon. What other has like a good on Digivolution effect? Like literally none of them have good on Digivolution effects, okay? So you kind of just don't expect it to turn out that way where I can like potentially get rid of your field. But now I kind of have the potential to do that with things like Gundramon and Gankoomon. Now, Gundramon, again, there's not really any very powerful option cards that let you do the things that you want to do. So I'm going to be able to Dark Side attack here, which is good. Now, side note here, those cards actually should have gone to the trash. Gundramon says you reveal top 5, activate an option card, and then the rest go to the trash. I accidentally put them on the bottom of my deck. I apologize for that. I'm just not used to black cards discarding. But yeah, those technically should have gone to the trash. Regardless, his Pulsemon's gonna die. Oh, whoop-de-doo, I killed a Pulsemon. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe when I mess around with this deck a little bit more, I think I'll start to find some, like, better cards to use with Gundramon, and I imagine we're probably going to get more as we get the BT6 cards revealed, right? This is a very preliminary list, so I should hold my tongue and just wait until we get like an actually really fantastic black option card. But like I said, you could potentially play this in mixed decks. I was legitimately thinking of putting together like a purple-black build, because purple has tons of good option cards. This guy's literally like a Plutomon. Except like slightly better maybe because you reveal top 5 instead of drawing 2. I don't know, but so yeah, anyways, my opponent is going to actually have the Wargreymon attack again, and then he's going to reduce my Gundramon by 6,000. Not that it matters, because, well, if he has a Valderon, then I was going to die regardless, but he's actually going to run into a memory boost, which is good for me, and he also has the Pidomon, and then he's just going to play the Pulsemon for 2, because he does have 2 security, so Pulsemon will just play for 3 and then gain him 1 memory. I'm going to go Digivolve into my Agumon, my toy Agumon there. Oh, also, Gundramon's a blocker, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. Now, the reason I didn't block there is because Wargreymon reduced my DP by 6,000, and, you know, I would just die. But he is an 11,000 blocker, so that's kind of cool. Like, his Digivolution effect was already, like, good, but the fact that he's a blocker makes him, like, I think a little bit better, and then if you're playing, like, the Reboot package, that can also be pretty good. So yeah, I'm just going to swing into security, and I would actually check 2 cards, but my opponent decided to block with the Pidomon, which is probably a good move, but I've got the Chaosmon anyways, so I'm going to Chaosmon attack his unsuspended Wargreymon. Chaosmon does have the Reboot from the toy Agumon, so I'm going to check 2 cards because of Metal Greymon for 15,000 DP, by the way, which is, I love this combo. That's crazy to me. So this is why I think in this deck I would rather play Chaosmon versus any other level 7. But anyway, so then he's going to become unsuspended during my opponent's unsuspend phase because of toy Agumon, and then my opponent is going to bring out some, you know, dudes and then Digivolve into the Pidomons there. And then I'm thinking the only thing he could really do is like he'd have to like Wargreymon / Angemon, and then yeah, but even then I mean Chaosmon's 14,000, so he's just going to go Lucemon for 5 because he does actually have 12 cards in trash, so it will reduce the cost by 8. Recovery +1, so he would survive this turn, right? I only have 2 attacks, and he has got 2 blockers. He would definitely survive this turn if I didn't draw an ultimate for my turn. So I'm going to swing, because he can't block this. If he does, he'll lose a dude, and I'll get piercing anyways. I'm just going to go into Gankoomon, and then I'm going to Gankoomon him again, and Lucemon's play cost 13, so then I'm going to just end up destroying both of his blockers. That's just so beautiful. I really like Gankoomon. He's a really cool card. And the next turn, if his Lucemon's still there, I guess I would get security attack +1, but I mean, he has 0 security. So he would have to put up double blockers, which is not possible. So I don't think there's anything he can do to come back from this. So yeah, he's going to swing with Lucemon, Digivolve into Bushi Agumon, and probably not do anything else. So yeah, they just play Lucemon, Unimon, but I'm going to be able to attack for game anyway. So no game 3. This video is already kind of long, so I just decided to not do that. But so yeah, I'm just going to be able to swing with my Digimon for games. So guys, that's going to be the list as well as the gameplay. If you did enjoy, go ahead and leave a like, a comment, all that sort of stuff. But thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.